On today's episode, we're going to be sharing with a youth herself and talking all about being involved with youth group. So hi, Bella.
Hi.
Welcome back to another episode of Youth Ministry Insights. Always great to be here, but I'm excited to be here with one of my own youth group members who has been around for a long time. Bella, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here. I'm Bella. I'm a high school senior at GCIT. I've been a part of the youth group since I was in 4th grade, so that is a very long time. It's like 8 years.
I know. Unless you grow up.
Yeah.
And here you are, a senior. Crazy. And it's always good to have these conversations with your youth that have been around a while because they know a lot about youth ministry, the program, maybe how to improve it, maybe some things to change. And Bella is part of our core team leadership as well. So she has had a lot of input through these 8 years. Well, you were younger when you started, right? 4th grade. And now in your last 4 years of high school, you've given a lot of input, a lot of ways to make our youth group better, how to improve it. So it's been so wonderful having you around. So maybe if we can
being here. Sounds like
So maybe we can just start from the beginning. Just share a little bit about your journey through youth ministry, how you started, and kind of take us to where you are today.
Okay, so I started with the youngest youth group in my 4th grade when it first started coming around.
Yeah, that's when we started. Actually, that group started back 8 years ago. And
I was one of the first groups kind of. And then I moved on to the middle school group, which is the one right before, high school group, obviously. Here we call it Jesus Fish. The meetings there I remember most were the Breakfast with Santa and Easter Bunny because those were so much fun. I just remember those. I can just see myself like in that moment.
Yeah.
Just at those meetings.
And you would be serving there, right? It wasn't even just you attending the breakfast, but you were actually serving the food, doing the crafts.
You were you brought stuff to, I remember something, bring stuff. I remember the reason I really wanted to join core team in the beginning was because I saw someone at the Santa meeting, in an elf costume, and I was like, wow.
I want to be that person.
See that?
This is important to hear this because having those leaders built into the program themselves allows the younger youth group members to see the older ones and they say, I want that. And you saw that.
I did.
That makes me happy.
I was really happy. Yeah. We also had it was just so much fun. Mm-hmm. We had to be there. There's balloon animals too, and I love balloon animals. That's so random, but just balloon animals always.
And then you went on to the high school group, which is called JP2.
The most impacting group, which I believe is fitful because high school is when lots of change happens and lots of growth. And I think we really need in high school, especially with youth in the Catholic Church and all, we need groups like that that are very impactful and very God-centered, which is what we got from the JP2 or our high school youth group.
Yeah, that's so important to hear that. And it's so true. High schoolers, they can be pulled in a lot of different directions. Mm-hmm. There's work. You're involved in the plays at your high school, right? Theater and whatever it is, sports. And yet something that is centered on God, that you can come back to, that you can be fine with your faith, grow in your faith in, is what our high school youth group has been for you.
Yeah. Especially I know personally, high school gets so busy and it's so easy to stray in the wrong direction and away from God. It's so easy with sports and theater and just all this other stuff, proms, dances, different friend groups.
Yes.
It's just so easy to just get away from the church. Even if you grew up in it and all, it's just really easy. Because I've seen some of my friends that I went to CCD with just completely stray away. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of
it was hard.
Yeah.
So here you are involved in our youth group. Now, what are some of your favorite memories, moments? I know you mentioned the Santa breakfasts.
Yeah.
What are some of those events, both spiritually and maybe socially, that you enjoy throughout the years of being involved here?
I would say my favorite, I don't know if they would be considered events, but every Thursday when we have our guidance meetings.
Yeah, spiritual guidance.
I think those are just my favorite. They mean so much to me. I met some of my best friends at guidance. I met my absolute best friend, Will, at guidance.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You guys are great.
Yeah,
together.
which is great.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, crazy.
And you're a year apart now.
Yeah.
So he's out of high school, but he is still
Sadly.
a member. Yeah, that's okay. He's still a member of the young adult group, and you come to that sometimes because you're 18. Well, we'll get into that. But Bella is, you know, even though those friendships lasted, even though you're not even in the same group per se.
And even like just more friends like that, you just meet so many people and there's no judgment. And in high school, you get a lot of judgment. Like, a lot of judgment. It's crazy. Like, you think, like, high school movies, like, aren't real in that sense, but they are very real in that sense. There may not be, like, popular groups in high school, but there is, like, a lot of bullying and a lot of judgment. But at youth group, you don't get that. You kind of, like, get a break from that, which is very nice. The atmosphere is amazing. I would have to say, like, another favorite memory of mine is I really like our youth group does Cupcakes for Life, which I really like. I think it's a good thing that they're doing it for, and like a good cause it's doing it for.
Yeah, let's just explain that a little bit. So Cupcakes for Life, we
don't do cupcakes. We do stickers now.
Yeah, well, thanks COVID.
We used to do cupcakes.
But in the past, when we did the cupcakes, that cupcake represented the life of an unborn child. And I think I mentioned this on a previous episode where we share about what it means to be pro-life, and then we do this activity of making somewhere upwards of 500 cupcakes or so, and we hand them out to the parish with a little message about this life that we're celebrating that can't celebrate their first birthday.
I think I love those meetings so much because they're very impactful, and they're like fun too. We make it fun, but also like it always says it's gonna end at like 9 and never does. Like 10, so much later. It's 11. Like 10, 11.
We still gotta make 100 more cupcakes.
Yeah, it's like you still gotta icing all these.
Yeah. But those are those moments where we really do like. But we enjoy the time together.
Yeah, they're the most like group coming.
Yeah,
it's
bonding
like
time.
Another one of like the core team like retreats, like the bonding, like no one sleeps on those. Yeah, it's very bondingful, which is nice.
Yes, well, no one sleeps, including the leader. And always fun. We love these times. Fun. So yeah, thank you for sharing those special moments in youth ministry. So Bella's in a unique point in her life as a senior. She turned 18 a little early in the year, in the school year.
In August.
So
right before school. Like a week before school.
Here you are, going in as a legal senior. So Bella is one of those unique seniors where we invite them not only to stay involved in our high school youth group during your last year, your senior year of high school, but also to start to transition into the young adult group, because that starts at 18 years old. And I have a few episodes a while back from a young adult ministry. You can check them out. But Bella has become kind of in this like dual citizenship, right? She's in youth group, but she's also in ACTS, which is our young adult group. So how has that transition for you now seem to be? Because the young adult ministry is a little bit different than the youth group.
It's a lot different. I wouldn't say little.
Okay, so it's a lot different. So what are some of the things you've liked about it and started that transition for you?
Okay, so get my thoughts real quick. The ACTS it was a very not big transition, but it was definitely like noticeably like this is a different group. Like it's much more mature. I would say like is the first thing I realized. It's like much more just mature. Like everyone's just, I mean, we still have fun and all, and like it's fun, but you feel like an adult there. I mean, I feel like a kid every time I go there, but
you're the baby of the group.
Yeah, I'm like I'm the kid of the group. But it's just so it wasn't a bad transition. It's very nice actually. I like going between the two because like I go to one and then I go to the other. It's like just nice in that way. The ACTS, there's a lot more praying in the ACTS than we have in the youth one, which I think is one of those like mature aspects, because youth, I would say it's very hard to get like the youth to pray consistently. But when you get older, you start to pray more consistently, which I think it's nice in that sense, the youth group, like the middle school, high school, and the young adult youth group, it's really like the prayer level goes up. Like that's how I see it in my head. I'm just like we start off like with small prayers and then bigger prayers and bigger prayers, which I notice in the ACTS group. And I think that's amazing because it's also, it just makes you feel like an adult and it makes you feel welcome there. The young adult ministry is much more closer than the high school ministry. And I think that's because we are all older and we do most of us drive. And so we take a lot of trips together, and it's like much more family based and friend based than, you know, like high schoolers. Like some of us can't drive yet and all that. So yeah, I would say it's just much more closer, much more like a family. And we kind of grow in that family sense. Like I said, like with the middle school youth group, the high school youth group, and the young adult youth group, we like grow together. It's nice to see everyone growing up together too.
Yeah.
I think it's Acts, because I know some people who are in Acts that like I saw them when I was in like 5th grade and they were in 8th grade, and I'm like, we're in the same group now, which is like really weird.
Because our young adult ministry, which is called ACTS, ACTS, comes from the book of the Bible, but it also is an acronym, Aspiring Catholics Taking a Stand. And that ministry in particular at our parish runs 18 to 28 years old. So you're going to have a span of 10 years. So some of these young adults in the group now with you could have even been, you know, volunteers when you were younger.
I know some of them were like core team members when I was like in our middle school youth group.
Right. Like the elf. The elf.
Yeah, the elves. Yeah, the elves.
Nice. So, Bella, if there was one bit of advice you can give to other youth ministers about the importance of having a youth ministry, an active youth ministry, and getting your youth involved in it, what is that? What advice would you give to them?
I would say it's really important to get the youth involved. I'm sure like youth ministers know that. It's very important, but it's also very hard. I've like seen that with Kari and all. It's very hard to get the youth involved. I would say my advice would be make sure you have a very open, non-judgmental environment. It's really important for youth because, like I said earlier, high school, we get judged a lot. We get judged by other students, teachers. Yes. Everybody. You get judged by everybody. So if you have a space where like kids are not going to get judged, it's really incredible, because then you really get connections and you get people wanting to come because they feel like they belong somewhere and they're happy there. So yeah, I would say like just make it like non-judgmental and just open and fun and happy. Make it a fun, happy environment. Like, it's very important.
So important. Yeah.
You don't want like dark and like dingy and like just like, you know, like miserable.
Yeah, nobody needs
like
that.
Bubbly and like nice.
Yeah. And I'm glad you found that here. Yeah. You feel that way about being here. Yeah. So, well, Bella, thank you. This is it's been so great to just chat about this. Again, I've known Bella over 8 years. So I've known her family. She comes from a long line of youth ministry involvement. From her older sister, her older brother, and now her. And so I've seen many of her Pilla family members come through. But it's nice to have you here, be involved, being so connected to our parish and our youth ministry. And something I always say on these episodes is that if you touch their hearts, you touch their souls. And I hope, and I'd like to think that your soul has been touched by being around here.
I think it has. I think I'm definitely going to be around a long time. So, yeah.
I hope so too. Yeah. So, well, thanks everybody for watching. It's been so great to be here with you. And Bella, once again, thanks for being on.
Yeah, of course.